To a certain level, this is almost kind of reassuring and refreshing because it tells me that I'm not schizophrenic, I'm not hallucinating, I'm not being histrionic, I'm not overreacting. That, yeah, Canada is as bad as I think it is. It's not just a grass is greener thing, it's not just a nostalgia for things that how things were back in my day. No, things are actually that bad, and they've gotten exponentially worse in a very short period of time. And that's the reason I very seldom cover Canada. Maybe I'll start covering it more if people really want, but I just find covering like the Gaza humanitarian crisis, the Armenians getting ethnically cleansed from the Gorno Karabakh, everything that's going on in U.S. Presidential politics, the Russo-Ukraine war, all that stuff is substantially less depressing than daily life in Canada, which is why I tend to talk about those things instead of this. So this is I'm just going to run this clip, and I think this says everything you need to know about Canada. This is the largest city by far in Canada, so this is like our New York.
It's the possibility of being attacked in your home. Leave your fobs at your front door because they're breaking into your home to steal your car. They don't want anything else. A lot of them that they're arresting have guns on them, and they're not toy guns, they're real guns. They're loaded.
So that's the plan. That is what the Toronto Police Department is telling people. Just leave your car keys at your front door because you're forcing the robbers to break in. You're making it too hard on them, and they have guns and they'll shoot you. So you should just give them the car keys. We can't lock people up. We can't do anything about it. This is the new solution that they've come out with. This is the I guess the final solution to the property owner question. So should Torontonians leave their keys where thieves can find them? Why the idea may be better than the alternative, which is arresting people. A car theft victim, a former thief, and a former police investigator all tell the Star that the controversial line of thinking makes sense. Not that it's the only step you can take amidst Toronto's auto theft crisis, but it is the only it is the only step because they won't do anything else about it. So that is basically what we're at the moment. So, like, this person shouldn't have locked their door. Why were they locking their door? If they hadn't have locked their door, then the person would have just taken the key and run off with their car. Um, Once again, there is the degree of classism that is evident in a lot of these. I think is very important to keep in mind. It's just like it's a nothing. It's like a non thing. It's just you have other cars. You can just get another car. I mean, I'm sure insurance will probably cover it, or will it cover it though? That's a good question. Will insurance cover it if you just basically give someone your car and then report it as stolen? I don't know. That's another interesting question that I'm sure this article won't address. Let's just take a search. Insure. Let's see here. Insurance experts. Okay, no, it's not addressed. Okay, so let's just go through this. There was outrage and confusion when a Toronto police officer suggested that motorists leave their keys in plain view where they live in case a thief breaks into their home. The comments were followed on Monday by Toronto Police Chief Myron Demquiz announcement that break-in enters for the purpose of car theft have already topped the total for all of 2023. I mean, this was in March 20th, so in less than 3 months, there was more car thefts than the entirety of last year. So that's just great. That's progress. Despite the backlash to Constable his comments at Etobicoke Town Hall, many with direct experience of Toronto's auto theft crisis say they understand the logic behind the officer's advice. Not that it's the only step you should take in a layered approach to preventing thefts. It's important not to give the armed thieves a reason to want to search your home. It's your fault. It's your fault for having to do that. Someone out looking to steal a car will often have guns on them, and they're not toy guns. They're real guns. They're loaded. You're like the thief feels insecure breaking into your house, and they have to arm themselves. They have to arm themselves, and you can make it easier for them, and you can make it so that they don't have to resort to violence. It's not a bad idea, said a former thief. I've been there, I've done it, I've gone into people's homes. Just going out of character for a minute. Why are you still alive? Why are you like presumably free? Like, you know what? You know how you solve this problem? If someone breaks into if you catch someone who broke into a home to steal a car, you put them up against the wall and you shoot them. And you keep shooting them until all the people who do it are dead. And either people will stop because they're afraid, or they will have their brains splattered against the wall. And either way, that resolves the problem. I don't really get like why this is so complicated. Like, oh, doing that will solve the problem. Well, the person who's stealing the shit will be dead. So I mean, there's one fewer fucking thief in the world. Not literally everyone in society behaves in this manner. So no, just fucking, I don't know. If the keys are near the door, thief is going to grab your keys and they're going to leave, and that outcome is far better than the alternative of a potentially violent search through your home. The car thief theft victim agrees. Two men in hoodies broke into his home in Leaside in the fall. Oh, Leaside's like the wealthiest place in Toronto. So this is actually kind of nice to see that the super rich people are also having to suffer this shit. He said he now reasons that if the thieves are already in the house, he just wants them to take the keys and leave as quickly as possible. That's not the ideal, but what's the alternative? You don't want to go nose to nose with them in the middle of the night. Well, you could let Canadians own guns. I'd rather do it. Like, honestly, sure, I'll take my chances. Give me a give me a 38 special. I'm not a particularly brave person, but this is just so pathetic. And how do you know they're not there to kill you? How do you know they're not going to try to rape you, that they're not going to machete you, that they don't want to steal your TV or your computer or your money or something else? How do you know that? It's just be the fucking biggest bitch in the world and let these people take it. I mean, like, it's one thing if you're getting mugged on the street and some random dude comes up to you with a knife and you just want to give the dude your wallet or your phone because you're probably not going to get out of it, or it's just not worth the risk. But this is your home. This is You have a natural right to defend your property. A mother bear has the natural right to kill anything that sticks its head into her nest and fucks with her cubs. But you apparently don't. The Star is not naming the resident over worries he'll be targeted again by thieves. Well, they should name him. The Star is not naming the former auto thief as he's a cooperating witness in organized crime cases. See, he's turned his life around. He's turned his life around. It's he's I don't know. Once again, what is the argument against just shooting these people? Like, I don't get how that wouldn't resolve the problem. Um, but I'm a simple man. I'm a simple man. Toronto respondents expressed frustration at the advice and fear to show Toronto police settling upon making thieves' lives easier rather than doing more to halt an escalating auto crisis. Police have since emphasized the steps that they investigative steps they're taking to crack down on thefts, and have clarified that while his comments are well-meaning, residents can do other things. They can do other stuff. So we have car thefts are setting a record. More than 12,000 vehicles. A car is stolen every 40 minutes. That's cool. Police have since posted. I don't even remember this being like a thing really when I was young. Maybe I'm just naive. I can't really recall it. But police have, okay, so including using steering wheel locks, GPS tracking devices, in a Faraday pouch to store your keys inside your house. A Faraday pouch blocks radio signals given off your key fobs so they can't be duplicated from outside the home. But didn't they just say, like, sorry, that you shouldn't do that? That you should just give the dude the key? Police also suggest an ignition kill switch which blocks a thief from starting the vehicle. This can also lead to insurance discounts if the switches are professionally installed. Insurance industry experts agree that taking a layered approach to protect your vehicle and your personal safety is best. Now, as I said, I'm a simple man. I think if somebody breaks down your door, you have a right to shoot them. I know that this is, by Canadian standards, like a radical far right neo Nazi opinion, but it's just the way I feel. Make that vehicle harder to steal. Okay, keep your bags and your interest in a Faraday bag. The thief continued to say that he was often armed and on crack cocaine when he broke into houses. He warned things could go horribly wrong when thieves are confronted. The difference between a robbery and a murder is often a one last set of judgment, he reasons. If a thief stumbles onto your 7-year-old daughter's bedroom looking for car keys, the former thief said that now your daughter has seen his face. I mean, he has no choice. He has to kill the child because, like, you're putting him in that situation. You're putting him in the situation where he doesn't want to go to jail. Although this is Canada, so he probably wouldn't go to jail, anyways. But you got to deal with it. Even short of such a worst case scenario, the former thief noted that someone breaking into a house is also apt to steal whatever catches his eye as he looks for the key fob. So that's what we do. Shoot the first two through the door. Problem solved. What is with these people? Um, this is we have Brenda. Okay. So uh this is on the Toronto Stars front page. This is the Toronto Stars front page. No, sorry, on their website, and the commenters on their website with all the censorship and stuff like that, even they are just telling them to go fuck themselves. Then again, I don't know if anyone actually buys any of these papers, and they're just getting subsidies from the government and from other people like that. But you might say, well, Argent, the people of Canada don't support something like this, and they do. They do. If they didn't, then things would be different. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. It's we can talk about and we can blame you know who. We can blame Justo. We can blame the political elite. We can blame the media. And yes, all those people deserve whatever it is they get. But at the end of the day, it's the Canadian people support this stuff. They support this. They support unlimited immigration. They support your kids getting taken away. They're just in favor of it, and that's pretty much all you need to know. Safety risk. Toronto police advise leave keys by front door draws criticism. So yeah, just leave your key fobs out. A lot of they have guns. They have guns. Um, just leave them in the ignition. Yeah, well, why not do that? How about enforcing theft laws? Well, you can't do that. It's problematic that people have this attitude that they think that they're entitled to their your property. You're not. That person needs to steal it. If you're a minority who owns a car, then you're white presenting. You're buying into the narrative of racial oppression, and you deserve to have it stolen too. By the diversity that's stealing it. So it's awesome. So that's what you guys need to know. But you're supposed to feel bad that Trump did something. Trump, the Orange Man, bad Orange Man is on trial for something that happened like 30 years ago that the statute of limitations has expired on. That is like completely made up. But you should feel bad about that. You shouldn't get mad at the Toronto Police Department. You shouldn't get mad at the people don't who allow homeless people to live on the subways in New York. No, it's Orange Man. And I'm being sarcastic, but that's how Canadians think. Canadians would rather stuff like this happen. They'd rather have their children get raped. They'd rather have their children be injected full of synthetic hormones than to risk not being seen as being tolerant. And it's the only country in the West where there's basically no pushback. It's just basically just randos like me who live in and just try to keep to ourselves and don't engage in any kind of political discourse in the public because we'd either be jailed. Justo is trying to bring in the life sentences for hate speech, or we'd just be blacklisted from jobs and we'd have to spend the rest of our lives in the streets. Maybe I'd start stealing cars. That might work. I could do what Justo did and do blackface and steal cars, and then maybe I'd get away with it. But that is Canada. This is Canada. I don't know what else to say. This is getting multiple Argie Award nominees, that's for sure.